Hello? Hi! It's time to play a video game. We're playing Outside the Door today. The Steam page describes it as a mystical visual novel where you do not remember who you are. And you have to hear the stories of people coming into your office. There's some sort of judgment to be made, but that's all I know. Hey. Hello? Are you there? Just tell me I can hear you. I'm here. Phew, nice. Because I was getting worried. Look, we've got a problem. We need your help. Data is corrupted. Manual calibration required. Put it bluntly, in these latter days, it happens more and more often. And someone up there is getting worried already. And we don't need it. Right? What's going on? A lot of things. Do not mind. That is what matters. Soon people will start coming here, and you'll need to deal with them. You see, they're so tangled, and you need to help untangle them. And how should I help them? Look, there's a computer to your left. Yes, I see it. We collected some information about them, but it is not complete. You need to ask them, fill in the gaps, and send them further. Where to send? Where they need to. Just be easygoing about it. Where they go will depend on what you write. Ah. Ah. Just fill in the gaps, we'll do the rest. Got it. Am I dead? That's a good question, because that's like instantly what I was thinking. Like, just send them our way. We'll send them to where they need to go. Is everyone coming in dead? Who are you? I understand you've got a lot of questions. How about this? I only answer one question, so choose wisely. Oh, damn. Am I dead? No. That's something. Well, shall we start? Let's do it. Something easy to get started with. So. Okay. Oh, cool. Found one. Piece of cake. Two girls were playing in the attic. One of them fell off the stairs and broke her head. You need to find out all the circumstances of the incident. Holy shit. Now I'm going to send you it. Note that part of the lines is erased. You need to fill them in. The first visitor is a girl named Blank. The girl found herself involved in a situation in which, while hanging out with her friend, the following happened. Blank. The root cause of this event was blank. Okay. Just ask her and then fill in the information. Basically, that's it. As you can see, it's really easy. Got it. What if they don't answer me? They will, don't worry. Your charm plus the specific atmosphere of this place makes visitors chatty. But if they lie to me, how to check information? It's hard to lie here. But you can't check it anyway. Go on a hunch. What do you mean by go on a hunch? How can you fill in documents intuitively? Keep quiet. Here you can. Just figure it out as you can and put things straight. Where is it here? We've agreed that I'll answer only one question. Let's keep the arrangement. Okay? For fuck's sake. Damn. But I want to know more. Don't take it hard. We'll be friends secretly. Nobody monitors your job anyway. Other people, without figuring it out, write some rubbish. I disapprove of it, but if they don't care up where, neither do I. Well, with that sorted out, let's start. Hello? Are you frozen? Ask something before she bursts into tears. She looks sad. I'm not going to cry. Of course, why should you cry? You're a big girl. Are you okay? Not really. I'm 8, don't you see? You look too sad for your age. Your conversation doesn't go anywhere. I don't want to talk to anyone. Screw up the first case, not everyone can do that. What is your name? You shouldn't get out names. That's not how it works. Much you know about talking to children. Like you're so great at it, 45 years old, neither family nor children like always know better. What? Okay. Hush to yourself. Girl, could you tell me your name? May I? Of course you can. As for me, I am... It slipped my mind. Fuck. It just went out of my head. Fuck. No! You should not talk like that. And do you remember your name? Of course, my name is Hannah. Hannah, great. Nice to meet you. And don't be afraid of the lady, she's just a voice. I'm not afraid. But why are you sad then? Tweety died. Tweety? Who's that? My birdie. Oh, I can see. I had birdies too. What did happen? She died. I got it. Why? I don't know. A cat caught her. I hardly managed to take her away from the cat. I wanted to heal it. Fed her with an eyedropper, caressed her. Didn't leave her for 3 days. The stupid cat hurt her wing and Tweety could not fly. And today I found her dead in a box where I made a nest for her. What did you feed her? Milk, of course. Mom says all children need to drink milk. Tweety was a nestling? Yes. Maybe. It was a small bird. Was. You like birds, do you, Hannah? I loved Tweety. I see. But there are many birds, and you will be amazed at how diverse their magnificence is. Many birds? Tweety was the only one. chicken is a bird too, and a tasty one. That's a fucked up thing to say to a kid whose bird just died. Certainly, she's going to live forever in your heart. Take care of her. Hey, tweet tweet. I'm awfully sorry to bother you, but what about doing things you are here for? I'm doing exactly them. Then let's get to it. For example, ask her what she remembers of anything that happened recently. She remembers how a cat killed her bird. Not relevant for the case. Keep working. It might be relevant. Fuck. Yeah, seems like that. I mean, keep it clean. Wow, girl, listen to me. No lady speaks like that. Sorry. I thought she didn't hear. It seems she's got big ears. Okay. Hannah, what else do you remember of anything that happened recently? Well, yesterday, Mom and I went to the store, shopping for a new dress. For your mom? No, why her? She already has some. She doesn't grow, but I do. Like Mom says, by leaps and bounds. So you've got a new dress. Yes, don't you see? Oh, it's dirty. Don't worry, it's not a big deal. No, Mom will be upset and Dad will scold me. Scold? Do you have a strict dad? Yes, Mom says that his job deforms him. What's he doing? He's military, it seems. Why seems? 'Cause military men are in the uniform. I've never seen Dad in the uniform. Does he scare you? No, he does a good job. He defends us. Dad says that he has to be strict to have order everywhere. And order is the basis of everything. I think your mom will easily wash it away before your dad notices. You think... Oh, God. Sorry, I'm like trying to eat nachos while I stream, and I had like something caught in my throat when I tried to talk there. You think so? Of course, the dress is not so dirty. Where did you smear like that? Children's playground. At a children's playground. You went to play to a children's playground in a new dress? Yes, wanted to show it to Emily. Who is Emily? My best friend. And our parents are friends. Emily has no dad, and sometimes my dad helps them. Like Emily's mom says, where they need a man's touch. Dad has a strong touch. We often invite each other to visit. Last week, her parents bought her new shoes. So beautiful. I admired them every day. Did you want the same shoes? No. Yes. The same shoes, of course, I'd want them. But if Emily already has them, why do I need them? They won't be so cool anymore. But Mom bought me a dress. Look how cool it is. Oops. It was. Did the stain really come out? Of course. Did Emily like your dress? Don't know. I think not. Why do you think so? First, it seemed that she loved it too, but then she turned away and kept playing in the sand. Did it hurt? Don't know. It seemed I had hurt her somehow. That's why she didn't want to say good things about my dress. But it is so cool, right? It's a common dress. Let's not waste time. Of course, the dress is marvelous. She's so happy. You gotta be nice to kids. You're not gonna get anything out of a child by being mean to them. They're just gonna be like, alright, I don't want to talk anymore. Hannah, do you remember what happened next? What did you do with Emily? Of course I do. We were playing in the sand. I tried to be careful not to stain my dress, But Emily, as if intentionally, poured sand on me. Even stepped on the edge of my dress with her dirty shoe. Did you fight because of that? A little, not really. How did you make peace? Emily has a secret, and she decided to tell me so that I didn't worry about the dress. What secret? I won't tell you. It's a secret. You can tell me. Why? Because I won't tell anyone, and if I don't tell anyone, it means that the secret stays secret. I think you're lying. Secrets won't work like this. Even so, what is Emily's secret to you? Seems she's not a good friend anyway. She was a good friend, maybe, but now you don't think so, do you? Look at your gorgeous dress. What has she done with it? I don't like you. Why? You're bad. I'm not bad, I'm just a grown-up. You're bad. I would never want to be like you. That's fine. What kind you'd like to be? I'm having trouble reading some of this. Good. When I grow up, I'll have a family and a lot of children. And I'll help those in need. I'll be a doctor. Yes. Helping people is a good goal. Not people, I'll treat animals. Fine. But it's not doctors who treat animals, they're called veterinarians. But I'm gonna be a doctor who treats animals and not a venetary. Verenitary. Then you'll be able to treat both animals and people. Yes. Except cats. I won't treat cats. And won't treat Emily. Why? You're angry with cats because they hunt birds? Yes. And peeved with Emily because of the dress? No. A little. She sheltered a cat in the attic of the barn. She wanted to take her home, but her mom didn't allow her because the cat was pregnant. So Emily sheltered her in the attic of the barn and brought her food in secret. Not every day, but often. Is it her secret? Yes. She invited me to the attic to look at kittens. The attic was so dirty. All in dust and webs. God, I hate webs. But I wanted to have a look at the kittens so much. There was a mom cat. I recognized her. It was she who tore Tweety. She hissed at me so loudly, and I kicked her. I wanted to kick her to death, but Emily stopped me. We had a fight because of that, and I told her about Tweety. She broke into a laugh and said that I was stupid and I should have brought Tweety to her cat because Tweety was already dead anyway, but the cat still had kittens to feed. And it's not the kitten's fault that I'm so stupid in a stupid dress. Were you mad at her? I were, very much. I punched her in the face with all my strength and pushed her. I wanted to punch her more, but she stumbled and fell down the stairs. You pushed her and she fell, or she stumbled and fell? She stumbled after I pushed her. What did she stumble against? Don't know, I didn't see it. Did you want to kick her down the stairs? So this little girl murdered her friend. Damn. No. I wanted to beat her. Her and her stupid cat. I forgot that there were stairs, and Emily fell. I forgot about the cat. She was crying so loudly. And all of her face was in bright blood, and her forehead was as if going black. I should have thrown the cat down the stairs too, right to the black forehead of Emily. A stupid cat on a stupid forehead, a stupid Emily. This is not a good thing to do, and to say. She started it. This is not a good thing to do either. Is she okay? Don't know. I got frightened and ran away. But Dad went to visit her in the hospital and said that she's gonna be alright. Did your parents scold you? No, they didn't scold me at all. But Dad didn't talk to me at all. Hey, lean towards the speaker. I'll whisper something in your ear. The system gives you access to make a record of what happened at the playground. Actually, you may write anything or describe what actually happened. The most important thing is to fill in all fields by the end of the meeting. Is it clear? Yeah. Good for you then. Okay, so her name's Hannah. The girl threw her friend down the stairs. The girl, frightened by a flying bird, tripped and fell down the stairs. She threw... Well, she wasn't frightened by a bird. Taunting of a lost pet. The loss of a pet. Friend's envy of a new dress. She wasn't... No, it was the taunting of the lost pet. I wouldn't say it's because she was envious of her dress. Leave your impression about the visitor. What are you doing there? Do you really care? No, not really. I just don't like it here. I remember, and you don't like me either. Yes, I don't like that lady either. Why me? You only tell what to do and do not do anything yourself. Yes, I don't really like her too. I do my job, you do your job. Do you have a job for me? A bit later, when you grow up and become a doctor, you will treat everyone. Or maim. And what should I do now? The lady will do all the things now, and you'll go about your business. I mean, she's just a little kid, but also she doesn't seem remorseful at all. She still doesn't like her friend, even though she knows that she hurt her. I have nothing to do. What do you mean? We need to clean your dress to make it look like a new one. Cool, will you help me? I really don't like it here. Of course. Bad children go in the pear wiggler. You're bad. You're not a fuzzball either. Be kinder, Hannah. Good girl. Well, not quite good, but she's a kid. Nothing to be claimed. What? No, whatever. I'm talking about you. You're a good girl. You quickly figured out how it all works here. Chop, chop, chop. And the trick's done. Experience matters. I wish everyone would work like this. Thanks, perhaps. But you shouldn't teach children to swear. That's not good. Okie dokie. I won't. Just tell me, do you have coffee here? Yes, of course. Take a sip and let's move on. Move on? Of course. You have a few more cases. Alright. But don't be afraid. There's not much. Using your skills, you'll make quick work and be free. Alright, we did our first case. That little girl seemed a little evil. I don't know. She hurt her cat, and then she hurt her friend, who may or may not be dead. Hold on a second, I want to eat a nacho. Oh my god. Thank you so much for the gifted sub to Spooky Monstera. Wow. How fitting that you would send one to somebody who is also spooky. Couldn't help that notice that you do a good job, so here's a harder case. You said that nobody monitors my work. Do I monitor it? As I say, couldn't help but notice. If you notice something because of the fact you just couldn't notice it, is it spying? Think, for instance, of big boobs. Because of respect for a person you talk to, you at least try not to gape at them. You just can't notice. Oh, I accidentally clicked. If the talking persons are not two women. Oh, come on. Women stare at outstanding boobs as much as men. Well, okay. Enough about pretty things. We're actually doing business here. The next case is worrisome. Like everything else about adolescent maximalism. Is a case of a missing high school student. Our next guest has probably something to do with it. Alright. The case of the disappearance of a high school student. Blank. Tragedy was preceded by a series of events, the main of which was blank. During the conversation with the interrogated, it turned out that the friend blank. Okay. And don't distract me unless absolutely necessary. I have urgent business. Hello? Where am I? Hi. Have some ideas? Clearly not in a shopping mall. You're right. We are clearly not in a shopping mall. Are you a social worker or someone like that? You look a lot like Hannah, but older. Why social worker? Well, you look so-so. And the office, frankly speaking, sucks. It's always so with social workers. Did you often deal with social services? Oh yeah, I got an eye full of people like you. It's a shame to disappoint you, but no, I'm not a social worker. Well, I see. Then a psychologist. Or from the police. They already questioned me far and wide, like everyone at school, I believe. I'm afraid I have nothing more to say. Neither one thing or another, probably you can make something clear. You still cannot question me without my parents. Parents? Actually, it's in your best interest to talk without them. Well, okay. How can I contact your parents? Mom is busy now. She's at work. Fine. What about your father? How can I contact him? If you find out how to contact him, make sure to tell me how to do it. You do not communicate? No, he left us. Sorry to hear that. Uh-huh, of course. Even so, we have to talk. It's not an interrogation, it's a conversation. A confidential conversation. I need to make clear some moments. It's in your best interest to. Does it involve your friend? Ex-friend. Ah. This is it. I have no friends anymore. I just can repeat to you what I already told about 10 times. Thanks for the card. I'm so glad it reached you. I saw it, and I saw the fact that, like, it was, like, kind of, like, 3D, and I was like, oh, this is perfect. Of course, important, because it's your job, you get money for it. Yes, it is actually my job. I need to look into the matter. Let's save each other's time and talk sincerely. The question is about your friend. Don't you want to know what happened to her? Well, okay. What do you want to know? See, this I don't think pretending to care is gonna matter with this girl. Because she clearly doesn't, like, care about talking about any of it. Like, she's like, I already talked to the cops, fucking whatever. She thought we were a social worker, so she's probably like, I don't want people to fucking yap at me like they care about me, sort of deal. Well, okay, what do you want to know? How long did you know each other? Not very long. We met last summer. Soon after, we moved here. In summer, it's not really a wide choice of people to hang with. Actually, boondocks. No hard feelings. I know your feelings. All leave for summer vacation, and the only entertainment is either watching TV with 10 channels, half of which is about gardening and another half about fishing or looking up, or in the book. Look up? Yes, up. Where up? At the ceiling or at the sky? Why? Because there's nothing interesting around you at all. But people rarely look up. That's why it's not so boring. Interesting. No, not interesting. How can it be interesting? That's the problem. I almost lost my mind. I see. You see? Hardly. Have doubt? Look around, that's my office. Looks like a place to have fun. You know, it's nothing to do here too. Well, yeah, the office sucks. Thanks, you've already said it. Well, no offense, on the bright side, you've got a PC. Yes, it even has one funny picture. Or a spooky one. Can't figure it out. At least, it features a smile. Bullshit. Chloe sucked the soul out of me with her fucking smiles. Chloe, is she your friend? Yes, we're talking about her, aren't we? Liked having fun? No way. But she always delivered moral lectures on how people need to smile all the time. Even if a person is a scum and did something wrong, smile at him, she said. By smiling at people, you smile at yourself. And no matter how you lived your life, you may miss just one smile in the end to save your soul. That's why, no matter who stands next to you, smile at them, she said. She said many things, by the way. That does sound like bullshit, like... Smile at people, even the people who do bad things? I'm not gonna smile at someone if I know they did something bad. Fuck that. Sounds beautifully, but fairly, it makes sense. Yeah, what makes sense? Smiles soften people. I'm changing some of the things that I read because this was originally a Russian game, so I'm assuming that some of the translations are a little iffy. So I'm just trying to read it how I would read it. It's a little hard sometimes. Haven't you noticed if a person smiles at you, even a stranger, you automatically smile at him or her in turn? If a stranger smiles at me, I cross the street the other way. That's probably why you don't have many friends. If you smile oftener, it will draw people to you. Really? But why do I need people who are drawn to me only when I smile? What will they do when I'm sad? They won't need me. It's better not to have such people around you at all. And when it's hard times, it won't be even worse because they all left me. As I understand, Chloe felt the opposite way. But how come you became close? Let me think about it. Well, frankly, there was little choice. Besides, it turned out that we have common interests. I liked reading sometimes, and she turned out to be a bookworm. We didn't agree on many things and liked different books, but some topics attracted both of us. For example, vampires. Oh, fuck. They were vampire girlies. Vampires, those who suck blood, or trendy ones who suck each other? Holy shit. Yeah. Relatable. What? There are rock-solid classics, for example, Bram Stoker, who wrote Dracula, or... Yep, I know, that is Chloe to ask. She likes reading some 100-year-old stuff. Well, more than 100 years. All the more so. Who needs these literature antiques? I tried to read it but didn't get through. Times change, progress is on, and what was written about in books 100 years ago is no longer relevant. I prefer Stephenie Meyer's books. fuck? She likes Twilight, guys. Got it. Oh no, not the Mormon vampires. Oh. Chloe believed that this is rubbish too, and that you shouldn't read the books that everybody reads. Why? Everybody reads Dracula, what do you mean? Oh my god, they're back in town, and they're here to kill me, uh-oh. Because you start thinking like everybody else. Is that too bad? Oh, is that bad? We live in a society surrounded- We live in a society surrounded by people, and it would be much easier to live if all people would think in the same way as you. Maybe, but that would be awfully boring. It's strange to hear this from a girl who entertains by looking at the ceiling. That's out of despair. Unfortunately, Twilight remains a banger. I cannot quite agree. I like the movies at, like, just purely like looking at a train wreck and not being able to look away sort of deal. I never read the books because I was like, I'm not interested at all. Why is chat paused due to scroll? It was at the bottom already. That was weird. What do you mean? Tell me, do you take illicit substances? No. Be honest, it won't get any further. I told you no. I tried once. Well, we all did, but I didn't like it. Why? Well, a silly story. I don't want to tell it. It may be important. Where did you get weed? How do we know it was weed? We never said weed. She could have been taking, like, anything. She could have... We don't know when this is set. I was gonna make a Quaaludes joke. She's doing Quaaludes. It's just beautiful to look at. Yeah, I mean, like, anything that's filmed in the fucking wilderness of British Columbia is gonna be beautiful. Also, the soundtrack was fucking banger. Soundtrack's so good. The computer's giving Quaaludes. Yeah. You got dragged to a Twilight movie by a childhood friend. Which, I'ma be real, I've moved so often, it's a miracle I have one of those. Oh, damn. Well, how did it go? Which one was it is also a good question. Like, have you seen all of them? Or was that the only one you saw? And which one was it? Where did you get weed? Chloe brought it. We were hanging out at our spot and she offered me to try. What spot? Our spot. Be specific. I'd rather not say, you know. If I tell you now, then the cops will be there regularly. Are you planning on going there by yourself? Probably. No. Oh, fine. We were at an old abandoned landfill. Ew. Sounds like it would be stinky. Why would you hang out there? I mean, I guess if it's abandoned, it might not stink anymore. It's probably just like weird scrap metal and shit. Who's outside the door just standing there? Someone's listening in on our conversation. A disaster, and I can't recall. It was, in fact, the only one I saw. Wasn't the first, I know that much. Do you remember any of what happened in it? I'm so curious. Where there's a station, got it. We often hung out there on the rooftop. Was Chloe an addict? Who fucking... Was it the only time when you took drugs? Yes. I doubt about that. Young people rarely stop at one time. What? Who the fuck is this person I'm playing? This person sucks. What are you, a fucking square? What are you, a cop? What's the premise of this game? You're in this office. You don't remember who you are. But you have to, like, kind of parse these very, like, you have to like parse these stories by talking about to these like people, and so far they're very like dark in nature. The first one was like this little girl. She was like 8 years old. She fucking okay. So a cat caught a bird, and she saved the bird. And so she was like, I fucking hate cats. And she got a new dress, and she went to show her friend the new dress, and her friend brought her to a barn where she was taking care of a pregnant cat, and she's like, oh, fuck this cat. And she kicked the cat and then, like, pushed her friend down the stairs and killed her. It was a crazy first story. And then at the end, it asks you, hey, what is your, like, interpretation of this person? And it shows you, like, a fucked up evil face and a happy face. And I was like, well, this little kid's kind of fucked up and evil. So it's gotta be afterlife. Oh, that's what I thought. The first question I asked was, am I dead? And they're like, no. Because the person on the radio, she's like, yeah, you can ask, like, one question. And I'm like, okay, am I dead? Said no. So, like, I don't know what my deal is. But this has to be the afterlife. But then again, it's like, I don't know if this person's dead, because this one is about, I have to find out what the deal is with her missing friend. Her friend is missing. So I'm talking to her to find out more information about her friend who is missing. It was enough for me. Why? Was it bad? Sort of. First, it was cool. We were totally relaxed and dragged out. We were lying and looking at the sky. I remember how warm and light it was in my head. Then Chloe sat up and said that she had legs. Legs stick out from her. And I started laughing. And I started laughing with her. And then I saw my legs, and that scared me so much. Living legs grow from me. Another pair? Well, no, mine. It seemed awful. I panicked. I wanted to get rid of my legs and took off my pants, but when I saw my naked legs, I felt so hungry. My own legs seemed delicious to me, literally delicious, like food. They were not smoking weed. They took something completely different. Sounds eerie. What was next? Then Chloe tried to bite my hip. I hope jokingly, but I decided to run home right away and eat something. Run. That's quite overstated. My tongue cleaved to the roof of my mouth. I was dragging like a zombie. But I was hungry like hell. That's why I picked and ate leaves from bushes and trees along the way. Should I say that after this diet, I spent the next night in the bathroom? So one time was enough for me. That's the right decision. Drugs won't do any good. Probably. Did Chloe tell you where she got weed? No, she didn't have to. It was pretty clear. Everyone who does this takes it from Simon. People say he has everything to everybody's taste. Tell me about Simon. Is he your schoolmate? Not anymore. They say he'd moved here from the north before me, but he did not last for long in school here. And they expelled him. Hell of a dumbass, but handsome. I can't argue that. Tall, slender, pale. Oh shit. It's Edward. The fucking weed dealer's a vampire, guys. Mounted on a bike. He has a garage close to the landfill. Like a small workshop where he does small repairs for bikes. Sometimes bikers from the neighborhood come to his place. Did you have a crush on him? Not really. Is he who had a crush on me, actually? He tried to pick me, but he's really weird. Hangs out mostly at night, not so chatty. Looks strangely all the time. Shit was laced as hell, yeah. Weed, don't do that! I know, yeah, like, they did not... That wasn't weed. Even if it was hot, I wanted to bundle up from his gaze. And he always wore his granddad's coat, even in the summer. It was a fucking... The weed dealer's a vampire, guys! I swear it! She's reading these fucking Stephanie Meyer books. Her best friend's missing, and she got given laced weed by a vampire. Some people are easy to feel cold, all the more so if they ride a bike. Maybe. But when a person has a lot of small, strange things, he becomes strange too. For example, once he invited me to ride a bike outside the town, but it was late and I went home. That night, Mom was at home, and she didn't allow me to go out after dark. I woke up at night and saw him in the window. He was standing across the street under a tree and looking at my house. What the fuck? Got that haunted thrall blunt. Shit got you slurping cattle. This guy sure is weird. Just like a vampire, it even thrilled me a little. Yo, what the fuck? What did Chloe have to do with him? Oh, Chloe, she drooled over him. Did you both like Simon? No, Chloe liked Simon, but Simon liked me. And you? And I liked Chloe. I wouldn't change my friend for a jerk. So we decided not to mess with him to save our friendship. High-hearted. But as I understand, you didn't fall out of touch with him. First we did, at least. I tried to avoid him, and when I was with Chloe, he didn't come to us. Why? Don't know. He always stood aback when there were people around. Maybe he didn't want people to see him with Chloe. Doesn't it seem suspicious to you? I think he just worried about his reputation. Chloe is a modest girl, and Simon, with all his oddities, is quite a popular guy. Popular? I've gotten the impression otherwise from your stories. At first, I thought so too. But closer to the beginning of the school year, local guys started to get back. They regularly hung out at his place. They often gathered together at the diner not far from school and had offhand parties at his garage. Have you been there? Of course, although it was not so easy to get there. They had a kind of close club, and you can't just come there. Rather, you may come, but they let only their own kind to parties. You know? I see, their own kind. Who are they? All the guys from the sports team, their girlfriends, many cheerleaders, local bikers. Strange company. Isn't it a bit of a motley? They are all locals and know each other, except Simon. But Simon's dad was a local. Perhaps they accepted him because of that. Was? Was. Where did his father go? Don't know. Never took too much interest in it. He either died or just left. Some unclear story nobody explained to me. And I didn't get into it. Not my business, although Chloe once said that she saw Mr. Greenwood. But I don't know how long ago she saw him. Did not attach any more importance to it. What? Nothing, never mind. I'm getting a headache. It's better you take something. What? Well, for headaches. Do you have some? No, I don't have a headache. And even if I had it, I wouldn't give it to you. Why? In case if my head aches. But I wouldn't have any. Tough. Far-sighted. Okay, we got distracted. Do you think that something may happen to Chloe at Simon's party? No, not a chance. Why? She didn't go there. As I said, those events were only for your kind. But you were there. Your kind? Wait. But I don't even know who I am. Who's to say I'm a local? Weird. What a weird question. Or weird statement, I mean. Yes, but I got there for a good reason. Firstly, you have to pass the rite of initiation. Rite of initiation? Seriously? Of course. What was it like? Well, this information is not for the ears of outsiders, one of the conditions of initiation. Even now? Did something change? Your friend is missing. Ex-friend. What the hell did she do that even after her disappearance you have a grudge against her? Well, I can't tell it either. Why? It's about the rite of initiation. Don't think that now it's still important. Well, okay. Moreover, after police repeatedly searched everyone and their brother in the area, all these parties came to an end. As soon as some fun starts, cops pull over and watch. Jerks. This is their job. Their job is catching criminals and maintain order. Man, my character sucks. They don't like fun at all. Get back to the rite of initiation. Tell me the details. At random time, you're given a note with a task. You need to fulfill it and burn the note. The note from whom? Don't know. It seems from Simon. But I heard that sometimes the whole community the whole company makes up tasks. Did everyone in the company make the rite? Yes. Likely. Not everyone admitted it. Why? Perhaps because some people had to do not really legal things. For example, don't know. As I said, not everyone told about that, and those who did, they didn't do anything serious, like stealing a t-shirt or slashing the neighbor's tire. What tasks did you have? Probably the stupidest one. Check for bravery. There's a cornfield surrounded by woods not far away from the landfill. I had to wear a school uniform and get through it. In the night. Why school uniform? Because of an old urban legend. People say about 15 years ago on this field, locals lynched a rapist from a neighboring town who attacked schoolgirls. Yikes, that took a turn. Jesus. And if you appear in this field in the night in a school uniform, their evil spirit will chase you. Who did supervise the rite? Well, nobody. There was a straw man with Monica's bra on it in the middle of the field. The task is counted if you bring it to Simon's garage the next day. Monica is, it seems, Simon's ex. I didn't get into it. A fine girl, although a bit crazy. Well, I did, but with some nuances. What? Why did that repeat? This is confusing. Which one? What the fuck was that? That was weird. I don't think that would have been caught on stream. Am I winning? I mean, I'm hearing a very fucked up story. I guess you could count that as winning if you want. I just had a weird pop-up. And that's why I was going, what the fuck? I don't think it was caught on stream because I'm just streaming the game. Very strange indeed. Okay, well anyway, which ones? Firstly, I actually intended to do as written in the task. But going to the field alone in the night plus through the woods, it seemed it wasn't reasonable. Were you scared? Of course. Wouldn't you be scared? Again, that dress code. Who nowadays wears school uniforms, except maybe Chloe? Well, she's one of the old school. Don't mind her. And what did you do? Asked Chloe to help me, lend me the uniform and accompany me. But she denied it. Why? She assumed that I was breaking the agreement. That I was doing it to be closer to Simon. Was it true? Surely not. I tried to explain to her, but she wouldn't listen. After all that, Monica told me that Chloe wanted to join our company too and pass the rite of initiation before me, but Monica asked Simon not to accept her. Why? Monica didn't like Chloe. I think she was jealous of Simon to her. Monica told me he always strangely stared at Chloe, but when he was asked about her, he pretended to be indifferent. Do you think Simon liked Chloe? I don't think so. Why do you think Chloe did that? Well, obviously to be closer to Simon. She dumped me, her friend, for a boy she liked despite all her promises. But you broke your promise too. I didn't break any promises, I just wanted to get a company. Did Chloe need Simon? Yes. That's why you hold a grudge against her? Grudge? No. That's too powerful feeling. I just deleted her from my life and went to the field alone. However, not in the night. It was too scary in the night. I sat all night at home without sleep so as not to oversleep and left at dawn. Not a pleasant walk either, but at least there was light. So I found that goddamn straw man with little exciting adventures. Took off Monica's bra and went home. The same evening, I brought the bra to the party and they accepted me like their own. The rite ended with a little party. But Simon behaved strangely, like he wasn't happy to see me. I thought he knew about my trick, but he said nothing. If you went to the party only in the evening, what prevented you from going to the field in the afternoon? It's a private area and someone could see me. Someone from ours or a local farmer who owned the field. Then they would not accept me, plus it would be embarrassing to have the reputation of a coward. Let's suppose was it the last time you saw Chloe? No. A few days ago, she came to me and said that someone slipped her a note with a task and asked me to meet her late in the evening at our place. She was going to pass the rite of initiation? In her words, she was. But I already knew they would not accept her into the party, and no one would give her any tasks. I asked her to show me the note, but she said she had burned it as instructed. So then I asked her what her task was, and she just retold me my own task that I had done. It doesn't work that way. Tasks are different for everyone. You didn't help her. With what? With pulling the wool over my eyes? That evening, Simon invited me to a party at his friend's house, and I wasn't about to miss it because of the deceitful fancies of a person who betrayed me. Yo, Chloe got kidnapped. Who are removing bras? I'm in. This story so far is pretty fucked up, actually. The bra was this dude Simon's ex's or something, and they put it on a scarecrow that was out in a cornfield. And basically, these girls, they wanted to join, like, their parties, their wild parties that happen at night, but you have to, like, do some, like, fucking weird thing. Simon and his dad did it for sure. Yeah, like, this girl is missing, and this, her friend who's sitting in front of us is like, oh, I fucking hate that bitch. She tricked me. And it's like, yo, your friend got kidnapped. I don't think she tricked you at all. Like, shit's fucked up. Since she came to you, she probably still considered you her friend. I think she just realized that since she couldn't get Simon, she should at least try to keep her friend. And I somehow don't feel like being a booby prize, especially after the way she behaved. Was that the last time you two met? I think so. You're not worried about her disappearance at all? No, she disappointed me so much. What do you think happened to her? Nothing happened to her. She just went somewhere else. If I were her, I wouldn't stay here to shame myself either. Don't you think that Simon is involved in her disappearance? No, obviously not. We were together at the party that night. And Monica? Was she with you? No. Do you think Monica did something with Chloe? You said they didn't get along. Then the police would have found something, wouldn't they? Either Chloe or her body. No, I'm pretty sure Chloe just ran away from home. Okay, I've got the last question. The evening when Chloe came for your help, how was she dressed? How? In uniform. But that's not surprising. She knew about the condition. I asked her to give me her uniform for this task. Did you ever think that if you'd gone to see Chloe that night, she wouldn't be missing? What's that got to do with me? No, I didn't. We ourselves make decisions we're responsible for, and only we have to answer for them. I think someone kidnapped her. If something seems to you, deal with all this shit on your own. Some more questions for me? No, I've got no more questions to ask you. Now I'll enter the data into the computer and you can go. All these people suck ass. This is just how popular people act? Damn, really? I've never met people who act this way before. That's crazy. Chloe. The tragedy was preceded by a series of events, the main of which was unrequited love, a quarrel between a missing girl and her best friend. See, this is confusing because, like, I feel like it's both. No, wait. Was it really a quarrel? It seemed like the only person who was angry was her. Was this person, Emily. It seemed like Emily was being just a fucking dickhead the whole time. Chloe was like, yeah, chill. She just wanted to hang out with her friend. During the conversation with the interrogated, it turned out that the friend kidnapped. I'm gonna say she was fucking kidnapped. Leave your impression about the visitor. All these people suck. I mean, she's not evil. She's like, she didn't fucking push her friend down the stairs like that other girl did. That girl was crazy. She was gonna grow up to be a serial killer. Like, she seems like a dickhead, but I'm not gonna say, like, you're a fucking monster. Like, this thing looks scary. Fucking whatever. You may go now. Thanks. What do you think? About what? About this case? This is very suspicious. Well, okay, now we go on. I do have to wonder... Well, interesting. I have to wonder, like, how... I wonder if, like, any of these stories have anything to do with each other. I'd like to know what is so interesting. You can't imagine, I've got so many things to do. I wish I didn't mix up everything and give you the wrong cases. What? What will be when I get it covered? What does that fucking mean? I don't think they translated this answer correctly. How many cases should I review? Are there many people like me? Well, let's do the first one. Questions, so many questions. Forget your questions for a minute. I'm getting distracted from every quarter. Can't focus. Okay, the next case. Check it out carefully. Okay, what's the case? Just a case, can't you see? Okay. I can't. Have you sent it? Yep. I'll wait. I don't think you sent it to me. I've got nothing. Oh, it seemed I didn't. Wait. What do you mean? You said that it's done. No, I've sent it for sure. Catch it. Okay. What happens when I'm done? Oh, that's... Yeah, I think you're right. That's probably what it was. Okay. This case may seem especially interesting. Soon after the young soldier arrived at the place of service for the position of warehouse manager, high consumption was noted. Blank. A few months later, a surprise rebel attack was made on a remote loyalist army stronghold. All the surprise was due to the fact that, according to intelligence data blank, defenders of the strongpoint blank, the only survivor was found in a state of deep shock. His role in the incident remains unclear. This one sounds crazy, and also sounds like it has nothing to do with the others. Interesting, like the previous ones? Better. Our guest is a military man. Do you like powerful men in uniform? No, I don't, actually. Okay, you like power, but what about men? Or maybe women? Trying to pick me up, are you? What does it have to do with the case? Office affair, how romantic it would be to be in the current realities. What? What realities? Current. I thought you said a man. Excessive criticality in opinions prevents an objective perception of reality. It must be a mistake. Focus on the case, mistake or not, man or woman, it is of no concern of yours. And I have a lot of my own work to do. I guess it's reasonable to assume that if I were dealing with your work, I would be in your place. So, each to his own thing, okay? Starring Claudio Mauricio. Are you watching Netflix? Oh, leave it alone. Just background to fill silence. Looks like nobody cares what I'm doing here. Okay, so Netflix exists in this game. Interesting. What? Of course not. How could you say that? Yes, nobody cares about your job except you. That's why not everyone, but you're doing it. That's why not everyone, but you're doing it. What? Is this a bad time? Don't mind, come in, sit down. All these people look the same. It's the same person again. Oh my god, is it me? Am I interviewing myself? Is that what's happening? What's going on in this game? I'm processing your case and we need to deal with the details of what happened. Who we? You and I. It doesn't look like a military tribunal. Let's suppose it's a pre-trial proceeding. I don't know much about legal details yet. Will I have an attorney? A lawyer? No, it's only me who handles your case. Questionable pleasure. And still, as I got it, I have no choice. Alas, no. Got it. I'm ready to cooperate if that counts for something. It does. This is exactly why we're here. Okay, got it. Tell me about your service. What exactly do you want to know? Don't make it worse, soldier. I'm not a soldier any longer, and I actually have never been. I started military service just to get some allowances. Is that so? Don't be ridiculous. At that time, the war hadn't begun yet, and the army was a good social elevator. At first, everything went fine. I passed basic military training without much suffering. I thought building relations with comrade in arms would be the hardest, but it turned out the hardest part is getting your ass cleaned before lights out because the everyday shower was not expected, and I completely forgot what is a hot shower. And then suddenly the war began. I'm so thirsty from talking so much. Hold on a second. I need to grab a water. Okay, I'm back. I had one just in my backpack in the other room, so I didn't have to go far to get it. I just had to dig it out.
Double exclamation mark attention, double exclamation mark skull ghost all Halloween jack-o'-lantern spider web hose kiss and smile nail carrots time to get skull and crossbones spooky skull.
I can't
you know
believe
what
it.
that means, hands clapping get clenched fist fisted clenched
I
fist
can't
by
believe
a
they
skull
slapped
skeleton
you
skull
for
shove
that.
rock lollipop candy corn candy in your right finger pussy kissing cat and no good gesture don't man gesturing no forget to suck weary hooray some kiss Dracula shot D.
Hell yeah. I'm sorry Streamlabs slapped you for that, but that was great. Thank you. Needless to say, it was not my plan. I wasn't ready for that either morally or physically. You were already in the military at this point. Yes, but I was not going to war. Army was just a step in my career. If I'd known there was going to be a war, my feet wouldn't have been in the military boots. I'm a pacifist, you know. So being a soldier, you were surprised that you had to go to war? And do you think that all those who serve in the army are defenders of their motherland? Do you know how many deserted in the first days of the war? People were just leaving their units like summer camp, until the military police woke up and started arrests. And I told you before, I wasn't a soldier. I wasn't good with a machine gun, but I was good with my head. In the training camp, I got a job in the headquarters. I was more useful there. And when I was assigned, I was able to get a job in the middle of nowhere and answered for combat service support. Were you responsible for combat service support? That's what she just fucking said. Are you listening? Well, kind of. Officers were sorely lacking and they put me at the warehouse. It was an easy task, you know, distributing incoming stock in a way so that soldiers do not complain and there would be no problems. If you miss something, send a request, wait, everything will come. If there's a lot of something, you carefully store it. Store is no sore, and so, what? Sometimes they sent a lot, especially ammunition. After all, there was a war going on. Carefully store. What do you do with the surplus? There was no surplus. Rode off. Ammunition consumption in war is commonplace. Didn't the war disrupt logistics? At the beginning, we didn't have much of a war. Just some morning and evening gunfire, so it was tolerable. Explain to me one detail. If there was no major fighting on your section of the front, where did the ammunition go? Not on paper, but in fact. Hey. Soldier, I'm talking to you. Don't be rude. Who are you calling secretary? What's this? It seems we've got problems. Don't take it hard. It seems I've got no problems. And what problem do you have? Soldier, she doesn't react. Well, what do you expect? She's not quite right in the head. PTSD or kind of. God knows what war makes what? Okay, whatever. Whomst is that? We don't know her name yet. She's just soldier right now. She looks like every other person that's been in here, though. We're learning the stories of these various people. I think this might be my last case. 3 seems like a good round number. That is odd. Not even. Be more careful. At least you could have warned me. What should I do now? Deal with it. This is your area of responsibility. Could you look up from your TV shows and help me? Wow. Found balls. Check, maybe it's just a tumor. Shouting like this. Drama queen. What? I don't know what to do. Politeness is not your strong suit, is it? What about the case? Give a whistle. Be serious. I am. Give a whistle. Oh, she's back. Okay. Are you with us? With whom? You drew into the shell and didn't respond to anything. Yes, it happens to me. After the attack on the strong point? Aw, shit. Oh no. Not again. I'm fine. Yes, after the assault on our positions. Do you remember what happened? I do. When I was assigned to the warehouse, although it's a big word for that hole, a local soon contacted me. He assured me that he was not a rebel, but his people needed help to defend against rebels. He needed ammunition. Yes, he gave me a list. Nothing special. A bit of ammo, grenades, hand grenade launchers. A bit. To the extent of our provision, of course. And you gave them to him? No, of course I didn't. Maybe I'm a bad soldier, but not a flop. Oh, I thought it was gonna say a flop. It says fool. That man was clearly a rebel, and giving ammunition to the enemy is treason. Court-martial. That's how I thought. What happened next? I told him to bugger off and said if I ever saw him near our positions again, Dustin would split his ass in two. Who is Dustin? One of our gunmen. Often came around at my dugout, a tearful guy, tried to pick me up, but he was smart enough only to stroke the machine gun when he tried to talk to me. Once that fool, please stick to the point. That evening, enemy artillery fired on our section of the front. My dugout was in Pinewood. I was lucky. When the firing started, I was near and went into the woods. The first shell exploded in the sky, and it was the most awful sound in the world. Not the sound of a shell bursting, but the ringing of the simultaneous fly of thousands of splinters. It seemed the third shell struck somewhere nearby. I was covered in mud and couldn't hear. War never changed. Yeah. So true, bestie. Anyway. There, lying at the bottom of the trench, I thought I was dying, and overhead, in the ringing silence, high explosive shells kept bursting, you know? It is so fucked up. A shell stuffed with explosives, and a hell of a lot of fragments. As a rule, it explodes before reaching the land, turning the area into a blender. If it explodes over your head, the trench won't help. Just luck. From a piece of shrapnel flying at a monstrous speed, even tree trunks fly like a piece of ice. The firing was still going on. I couldn't hear it, but I felt the bursts with my whole body, like the bass at a good concert, and at that moment, someone took me and threw me into the dugout like a sack of potatoes. It was obviously one of my comrades, Ben or Harry. I can't tell who now, but he saved my life. It must have been tough on you. Yes, no fucking good. Feeling that firing had stopped, I decided to get out of my hole and went to my duty station, the warehouse. Have I said that my dugout was in Pine Woods? Not anymore. Like a huge harvester or mowing machine had a ride across the woods. Remains of torn trees stuck from the earth like gnawed pencils and there were chips everywhere. On my way, I saw many wounded, maybe even dead people, and I discovered an unexpected benefit from my deafness. I didn't hear their cries. It seems we got distracted. No, we didn't. A couple of days ago, that man contacted me again, a fucking local. He still gives me nightmares. Asked for ammunition again? Yes. He said that I was responsible for what happened. These were the consequences of my refusal, and that it was just a polite hint that smart people need to negotiate with each other. If they could start an artillery attack, why the hell did they need ammo and other smalls? They had no problems with shells. Emergency depots were hidden across the country from the times of the World Wars. A shell is a shell at any time as far as it can explode. But small arms, they develop faster. It appears from the intelligence reports that rebels were sorely lacking ammos for modern small arms. Modern rifles, for the most part, need modern ammo. You cannot go against rifles and machine guns with just outdated sliding bolt rifles. Why go into battle having artillery? It's the gods of war. That sentence didn't make a whole lot of sense to me, I'm gonna be so real. It is the soldier who takes cities, not gods. Where the soldier stands, there is the conquered land. And? Have you been blackmailed with another firing? Not exactly. They offered a deal. There won't be any more firing in our sector if I sell the necessary ammunition little by little to the side. They'll focus strikes on other important for them sector, and having defended something there, they'll end the war. And you agreed? What was I supposed to do? I can't just leave the service. I've got a contract. You knew what you were getting into. No one warned me that I would walk on my friends' guts. For the sake of what? For the sake of justice? What justice? No one even bothered to explain to us what was going on. In the name of defense of the homeland, from who? The rebels? Who are they? You know? There are citizens too, defending native land from ourselves. Bullshit. Or for money. I'd make more money as a waitress than in this mess. It's easy for you to desk-bound commands to judge. You don't know how a landmine explodes, how cold you get when a branch suddenly crushes under the leaves, and you wonder if it's a branch or if in a moment a mine will tear through your leg and your ass. Calm down. Don't tell me to calm down, bitch. Damn. Yes, I was scared. I was ready to do anything to avoid lying at the bottom of a trench again, wondering after the explosion of which shell a piece of red-hot iron would fly into my body and tear it from my asshole to the back of my head. And if I was afraid not only for myself, but also my guys. Why didn't you report this to your commanders? And what would that have done? Do you know what choice I had? Either to the penalties for cowardice, or execution by shooting for treason, or a grenade in my sleeping bag from the locals, or their supporters in our ranks. In defending yourself, you have set up others. No, I didn't set anyone up. Have you thought about the men on the other side of the battlefield, where the ammunition you sold will be used? As I've said, I'm a bad soldier, but not stupid. What's your point? I agreed to the offer, but with nuance. First, I only agreed to supply small arms ammunition, alleging strict accounting for everything else. Keep going. Secondly, I did some manipulation of the ammos, making them useless. Of course, the first batch was fine, so they wouldn't suspect anything. How did you manage to pull that off? I'm telling you, I'm not a stupid soldier. Every night, I rode off the ammunition, then I drag another box to the ditch, where I unpack them, and soldier's wit cooked. cooked like soup? Yes. You boil the ammo in water for a few hours and then leave them to cool down in the same bucket until morning. During the heating of the ammo, there is either oxidation of the powder constituents or some other chemical magic, I don't know. I learned not very well, and the ammo becomes useless. Yeah. The first, I mean, but again, like, it doesn't seem like she had a choice anyway, so like she's just kind of minimizing damage. There was going to be damage no matter what, so she's taking the stance of minimizing it as much as she could. As a minimum, ballistics will distort because of the low velocity of the bullet out of the barrel. As a maximum, simply will not shoot, or even stuck in the barrel. I had time to boil a whole box overnight. The locals came for them once a week, on Thursdays. Smart. How long did that last? A couple of weeks. In those couple weeks, not a single shell came to our positions. I sold them a couple of boxes with fake. What happened next? Did they find out? No, I don't think so. I'm sure that my ammo was sent to another front sector as agreed. Then there was some fuss. They started to check warehouses, some audits. My documents were clean, but I had to stop the game of selling ammunition. A few days later, the firing repeated, but this time it was worse. They went on an assault and captured our positions, and they had modern automatic weapons. How it may be possible. Apparently, I wasn't the only one supplying them with ammo. But it seems that others were selling live ammunition, not deactivated. Those of our guys who survived the artillery preparation died repelling the assault. Those who survived the assault were executed. No one was taken prisoner. But you managed to escape. Yes. What did you do? What did you have to do for that? Nothing. Tell me the truth. Nothing. Everything would be fine if some asshole didn't supply them with valid ammo. I've got it all figured out, The plan was perfect. It's all because some asshole, some shithead, that son of a bitch is guilty. He's got all the blood on his hands that I spilled to get out of that fuckhole. Most deaths in war aren't from small arms, so ammo is a huge deal. Yeah, so like at the beginning of this, artillery shells were like fucking her shit up. Like her station or whatever is like in the woods, and like the whole woods looked like they were taken out by a lawnmower, she was saying. And you, motherfucker, sitting here behind our backs, douchebag. Again. You think you should? Damn. You slipped my mind completely. Don't flatter. I wasn't there anyway. How are your TV shows? It's more interesting here. Whistle. You think you should use it? The girl got carried away. If you start pressing the point, she'll wreak havoc. Look at the file. It seems you have all the information to fill in the gaps. What else do you need? It's okay, she'll be fine. Maybe you're right. For what? To satisfy your curiosity? Don't be a bitch. Just once. Oh, I didn't realize that's what that answer meant. Now we'll enter the information and release it. Okay, so high consumption was noted. Ammunition. A few months later, a surprise rebel attack was made on a remote loyalist army. The rebels didn't have enough ammunition. Defenders of the strong point were killed. I don't think this person's bad. She'll be fine, don't be a bitch. Yeah, I mean, After all, she was trying to survive and the plan was not that bad. Nevertheless, it's worth giving her respect. How she came up with that. What? Cooking ammunition, holy Christ. What? What's wrong? You know it's an old myth, don't you? You can't deactivate modern ammunition like this. Different gunpowder manufacturing techniques. The cartridge is hermetically sealed, even if you cook it for 24 hours. Maybe 1 of 1,000 will misfire if it was defective from the beginning. I'm not going to say. And how many are there in a dispenser magazine? 30? And in a machine gun belt? That is, you want to say that, so it goes. Pum pum pum. Damn. All right, do we have another person to interrogate? What next? Meow? Why am I meowing? Oh shit, there is a cat. Mr. Meow? Meow? Please don't be such a strange person. We still have to work together. You've got a cat. Yes. You think he understands you? I didn't think there may be animals. It is you, animal. And this is my cat. Like you, a creature with a hard fate, but it didn't make him spend his lives in immoral recklessness. Rude. When have you ever cared about other people's opinions? Don't talk to me like you know me. Of course I know you. That's a given. Do you have a file on me too? Better, we've got you on you. I like cats. You like yourself. What a mortal sin. Sin? No, of course not. Then what exactly you don't like? You love only yourself, you know? And you try to pass off that you can love somebody else. So what, does that hurt you? Of course it doesn't. Frankly, I don't care about it. Then what's the complaint? You're lying. This is not the place to try to deceive and make something of yourself. Coffee break? Yes, I guess so. And there's no vodka. Look in the desk drawer. Oh, whiskey. Well, they say they make wonderful coffee in Ireland. Just don't abuse it. There's bullets in there. Well, work's not waiting. If it doesn't wait, go and work. I should probably go. I'm bored, you know. I'll go. 100 grams and the day is free. It's not your time yet, and there's no hurry. Just sit tight. You mean I'm locked up here? Absolutely not. You can consider yourself under contract. Once you're done, you'll move on. Where to? Wherever you decide. I don't remember signing any contracts. It was signed between the lines. I don't think such a contract is valid. If you don't think so, there's nothing to begin with. I'm not liking you anymore. I feel the other way. Bit of a more sincerity, and I'll start liking you. Get the case. Alright, let's see. Applicant to the facility of law, a native of blank. Family passed the entrance exams flawlessly and passed the preliminary selection along with 2 other candidates. The first candidate's eliminated due to blank. Second candidate blank. What is this? Same shit, different bag. That's the way we live here. Does she apply to university? What's so surprising? This task is quite a myth if you don't have a long-fingered family and a mint of money. This university prepares the future management of the country, candidates for key management positions, creme de la creme. So we deal with an entrant who puts a silver spoon out of her ass before taking a shit. You, what? You deal with this entrant, not we. Well, I see. Well, why does she need a silver spoon in the ass? What? Well, I don't know. Just to have it. Okay. How did it get there? Perhaps her parents put it in. Parents? Oh, got it. But as far as I'm concerned, universities admit common citizens too. And in these cases, the state pays for studies. This statement appears to be a myth. Competition for free college programs goes to thousands of people every year after all selection rounds. The admissions committee makes the decision based on criteria known only to them. Interesting. They say that literally everything is taken into account. There are a lot of rumors about it. There's a lot of like spelling mistakes and stuff in this. But this game only cost me $2. I'll forgive them. Well, even we don't take into account literally everything, and we're something more serious than a university. Anyway, you have a chance to make it clear, if you want to, of course. What are you talking about? Your prospective student with a silver spoon in her ass is already here. Good afternoon. Let it be good. Why do you keep silent? I don't really understand who you are and how I should talk to you. Informal. You may speak as you like if there's nothing wrong with it. Got it. We need to clarify certain things that happened lately. What do you want to know? I have information that you want to go to university, do you? Right. I think they already admitted me. Really? So, you are from a well-to-do family? No, not even close. Father left us when I was a teenager, and Mom had double employment to keep us somehow. Sometimes money was enough only to pay bills, let alone college fees. My education will be funded by the state. Joining a free program is a hard nut to crack. How did you manage? Hard working. If only it was that easy. Lazy people tend to complicate challenges to be addressed, especially if someone succeeds against all odds. Playing smart? Of course. Why not? You don't look like a crammer. Thanks, I guess. I graduated from school a few years ago, so I had time to prepare for admission to university and use some allowances in selecting candidates. Allowances? Yes. What kind of allowances? As a conscious citizen, I took part in some events acting on behalf of the state, for which I got certain allowances that helped me make the cut. Literary $2. I literally paid $2 for this game. Want to say that citizens' contribution to the affairs of the state is the key to admission to university and not their intellect? Everything is considered. Being clever is not enough. Crammers make good executives, and the university prepares those who will manage, including those executive crammers. And you naturally want to rule over them. No, I don't need it. I just want to benefit the society where I grew up. She's a propagandist. Ruh-roh. Virtuous motive. What is your faculty? Law. Oh right, it did say that she was a law student. Oh. Don't like law? It seems I'm in this hole because of it. I see, some people may think it's boring. If you don't like it, why are you here? I don't think you're happy to be here either, but you're still here. I find it interesting. I think you're lying. Good lawyers know how to lie, huh? A law student is evil, I already know. What if she's like Phoenix Wright? Who knows? We don't know yet. We'll see. But then again, she was helping the state, whatever that means. She was very vague about it. That could mean fucking anything. She could be like ratting people out. Who knows? Not as good as you. Me, how am I lying? I didn't say that you're lying. I just thought that if you're lying, you're doing it better than me. Why do you think so? Everybody lies in one way or another. And as you're older, it makes sense to assume that you've got more experience with it than me. So, it makes sense to assume that you lie better than a person with less experience. Hey, psst. Lean towards. Don't go into unnecessary detail. You're distracting me. Is she a girlfriend for chatting, huh? Just a little bit, and she'll start fishing how you pulled into a life like this. And know what? She'll be good at it. Just go and feed your cat. I'll figure it out. I've got a cat. Who's that? Secretary. Actually, it's a cat. I'm a mentor of this trainee. Oh, a kitty. I adore kitties. No, you don't. Yes. I don't. I prefer dogs. You see? This is what I'm talking about. I lie like a toddler, and my inability to lie often backfired. By the way, I believed you. About what? That she's your secretary. Even you believe your own lies. Do you really think I'm your secretary? Of course not. Doesn't matter, you're just a trainee, but already despise this place. Why do you deceive yourself and are here? I can't just leave. Why? I don't even know what my job is. This ain't my boy, Phoenix. I've considered playing those games on stream, but that is just so much talking. This is just so much talking. It's too long. Why? I need to wrap up the case. So do it. That's what I'm doing. I need to puzzle out the details. Need to puzzle out the details or wrap up the case. How may I wrap up the case without puzzling it out? Well, technically you can. I told you everything is your area of responsibility, and nobody cares about your job except you. So what the hell am I doing here? That's a good question. You're doing your job. Stop, you're fucking with my head. We don't. That's not how things are done. Let's go on, one thing at a time. As you say. Big decision, good. Now you may go and play with your modern wait, oh my god. That's a crazy thing to say. It's a tomcat. Well, according to my information, there are 2 more applicants. Maybe. What do you mean by maybe? It means maybe. You don't make my job easier. Should I? That's your job. You won't leave this place until we finish. Not a problem, as I said, I like it here. And I don't. You're giving me a headache. You're giving me a headache too, but I just don't mind. Please, let's just get it over with. Okay, what do you want to know? There were 3 candidates for final selection, right? Right. After entrance exams, 3 candidates were joining the free program where were left for the final selection. Touch detective? Oh, perhaps. I'm trying to stick more with spookier games. I thought this game would be scarier than it is. It's less spooky than I thought it would be. But I think it's good so far. After entrance exams, oh, I read that already. But I think I'm a more prospective candidate. Why would you say that? Personal taking of the situation. You're hiding something. Of course, that's because I answer questions and not make my confession. Imagine that. You're confessing to me. Fine. Then imagine that I've already confessed. Why would I throw a cup at somebody? That's enough now. As many times as possible. What a person you are. Good one. So be a good girl. I am a good girl. What is this dialogue? What is happening? You're so irritating. Psycho. Oh shit, there's some crazy stuff going on right now. A horror anthology game? I didn't. What? Wait. When did you give me a game? It didn't tell me that. Oh! I was wondering why this was in my library. It was so weird because it shows up in my library list. I saw it before downloading this game, but when I clicked on it, it prompted me to buy it. So I was like, why is this here? It says it was from just a couple days ago. Well, I accepted the gift. That's so weird that it didn't tell me you gifted it to me. I will play that soon. Oh my god. So strange. I'm not a psycho. Well, if you're not a psycho, let it be. I'm fed up with your airs and graces. It's better not to mess with you, huh? I got why you're so sure of your admittance to the university. Really. Something happened to the other candidates. If you know everything, why do we talk? It's my work, babe. Making clear the details of events and being honest is in your best interest. Very well, okay. Tell me what you know. It's hard to tell that the first candidate was a candidate at all. You know, a dummy to demonstrate the policy of our state, which gives a chance to everyone. I saw an order for expulsion from the final stage of selection for Greenwood 5. That's Simon. Wait, so these stories are definitely connected. That's interesting. What the fuck? So the fucking weird vampire guy from the other story is the one of the other candidates. Obviously, it's not me and not the second candidate. It means that his participation in that competition is just theater. Where did you see this document? Does it really matter? I was concerned about my choice and managed to peep something somewhere. Alright, then why do you have a bad opinion about this candidate? Me? Not only me. Everybody scratched their heads over why he managed to pass the exams and get to the final test stage. Why? Well, in addition to his stupidity, there were some weird rumors of him. Rumors? Yes, rumors. It's when people talk about a person in his absence. Sometimes just cock and bull stories, other times. I know what a rumor is. I'm asking what rumors were about this candidate. Okay, ease up. I can't read your mind. Speak clearer. You're toying with my patience. Calm down. So there's a bizarre story. A few years ago, this Greenwood was accused— oh, fuck. Yikes. But he cooperated with investigators and helped them imprison his own father for life. She was kidnapped! Oh my god, you were completely correct on what happened. That's crazy. Well, perhaps they didn't get along, you know, that eternal problem of fathers and sons. I'm asking why they put him in jail for life. Father? They say for the involvement of minors in prostitution, kidnapping, drug trafficking, and fuck only knows what else. They say he didn't even pay taxes. Can you imagine? Damn. So the first candidate was involved in the criminal activity of his father? There are such rumors, and having imprisoned this father, he coaxed freedom for himself and, from all appearances, a chance to enter a university. But that doesn't change the fact that he's, yeah, exactly. What the fuck? Don't fuck with the IRS, bro. That guy probably only got caught because he wasn't paying his taxes, let's be real. Isn't that what happened with, Al Capone? Didn't he only ever get arrested because he wasn't paying taxes? That's like what sent him to jail? That was Al Capone, right? That's a lot of criminals? Damn. How could they admit him to university? Nobody admitted him to anything. As I said, it was just a show. It's obvious that such a candidate has no chance for getting an education in a university, even if he has enough intellect and skills to pass all selection stages and be enrolled. Why is that? Why do you think? A third of the country's population got through the chopper of local conflicts, although the people understood that it was the slaughter of civil war. And while those people rot in tank cuts, their daughters were kidnapped and drugged and made them have 10 clients per day. Jesus. And now a person who is directly related to these actions is released from jail and given a chance to be admitted to university on the taxpayer dime. How long will this person walk free before a veteran mad from the loss of his daughter while he defended the interest of his home state comes across him? Don't know. I know. 4 weeks, approximately. This is how long that bastard needed to feel on himself. How the pendulum he had started swung back and hit himself as soon as he got out of jail. Do you want to say he's dead? No, he's alive. At least to the best of my belief. But he wouldn't be able to piss standing. Why? He had an accident. A motorcycle accident, more accurately. Somebody knocked him off his bike. Needless to say, that accident could not do without physiological consequences. After all, a heavy car covered in metal all around, against a light bike, the driver of which is open to every blow of fate. The outcome is predetermined. Especially when they get you, after hitting by a car, from a trench back to the road and break your haunch bones with a sledgehammer. According to rumors, of course. How could anyone do such a thing? Perhaps one of the fathers whose daughter... Yeah, exactly. Admit it, now that bastard will find it hard to move his pelvis in that direction. Ha. 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 Ha ha ha. Ha 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 ha. It's quite dreadful to hear. I believe you heard more dreadful stories here. Stories? It's about your laughter. I did not used to hear human laughter in this place. Yes, my apologies. Something came over me. It's nerves. Can't prove something I never did, Colm. Oh, wait! Shit! I didn't do my taxes! Fuck! I did get an angry letter from the government one time because I wasn't doing my taxes. And they were like, do your taxes or else. And I did my taxes and it turned out they owed me $800. Nice jobs, idiots. You gave me more money. Joke's on you. Anyway. Ah! Why'd that happen? Shit. Now it's clear about the first candidate. What about the second one? Aggressively giving you money. Take this money or else. What about the second one? Did you know him? I was pretty close to her. A good girl in her own way. Smart enough. She was fond of birds. We had plenty to talk about. Oh, fuck. It's that fucking freak from the beginning. Were you friends? No, it hardly was friendship. We talked a little together, but not so much. Sometimes we met at the park where we watched birds. Her love for the feathered race was weird. I can swear that she literally drooled over them. What do you mean? All her diet was poultry meat one way or another, especially she valued pine forest and field game. However, she tried. She was a lame hunter. That's why game rarely appeared in her mouth. Did you go hunting together? No, of course, no. I don't eat birds. That's barbarity. Killing such marvelous creatures just to feed that cow is beyond the pale. Wait. Is this person the freak from the beginning? Which one of these freaks is the girl that killed her friend? Which cow? Who are you talking about? The girl was Plumpy. Then why do you know about her hunting skills? She told me, begged me to tell her where a meadow where I often watch quails was. She was crazy with quails, but I don't get it. How can you eat them? Firstly, what to eat? There's so little like a dow. What? And most of them is feathers. Secondly, how can you eat them? Did you see them? They're wonderful. Sometimes we argued because of it, because how can you eat what you love? It appears that you eat not this, but you love eating it. Sick love indeed. You said Plumpy. As I get it, she didn't grow thin. No, unfortunately, she had an accident. Let me guess. Did she step on a grenade? Aftermath of war, of course, accidentally. Or did she shoot herself dead while cleaning the gun of a veteran neighbor? I'm not sure what you mean, but she didn't. I know it secondhand. They say she got poisoned with poultry meat. Such irony. How can it be? Did someone slip her poisoned food? Don't know. As best I can tell, Psychotoxin was found in her body. Maybe. Someone told her about the meadow with so many quails she liked. So many as ants in an anthill. It may be that cat parsley grew there, also known as cicuta. And what does that tell you? Probably quails in this meadow ate cicuta, and their meat contained psychotoxin. Knowing that voracious appetite of that cow, if she shot a bag of quails, she could cook and eat that bag at a time. It may be, well, that she lost that war with the birds. You don't look too upset. I believe it's quite fair. If you kill for food, be ready that this food may kill you. An interesting turn of events, unusual. This is the time we live in now. She definitely oh, definitely. She definitely knew about, like, she definitely knew this was happening. It was like, oh, fucking get got, idiot. And all turned out in your favor. All? Nothing was in my favor in this life. It was me who created all the favors myself. And dumping these candidates, did you organize it? Why? Seriously. They did it well without me. Want to say that you have nothing to do with this? Of course not. What does this have to do with me? I think there's something you're not telling me. I'm not telling you a lot of things. You want to know something, ask, not accuse. Don't hang on my every word, need. Before entering the university, you were in the civil service. I didn't tell you that. Okay, you were acting for the state. There are not a lot of options as to what you were doing at that age. Did you serve in the military? Why the army? Volunteering can also be in the interest of the state. What do we have in the end? You and 2 other people are applying for free program, joining which is almost mythical, and suddenly, one of these 2 has a conflict with former soldiers. Do not dare to call them veterans. And were they soldiers? Maybe scumbag hirelings? And the other one is poisoning herself with a bird. Didn't you tell her about your meadow? Do you realize what this looks like? Frankly, I don't care how it looks. If you have something specific, please tell me. If you don't, from nothing comes nothing. You mean you had nothing to do with either of those? You set it up. I mean... Oh, how can you say that? Stop showing off, it's not theater. In that case, do you have anything to charge me with? No. Anything else you want to know? No, we're done. Disadvantage. Road accident. Was killed, clearly. Alright. Is this person evil, though? Because the thing is I think... wasn't... Okay. Yeah, but... clearly she got the first person killed who was pretty evil. Maybe. Probably. Yeah, she's pretty evil. She just murdered a girl who liked birds. Truly have nothing to charge you with. But I don't believe a word you say. Go on and be useful somewhere. I think that's more your problem than mine. Get your head treated, and your nerves. This bitch was like, get therapy. Does she look familiar to you? Yeah, they all look the same. Is she adult Hannah? Maybe. Sometimes people dramatically change over their lives. Some get so many trials that life grinds them more than once, as if molding new people. Take you, for example. Me? No biggie. About your decision. What's wrong with it? Don't you feel a bad taste in your mouth? What bad taste? Like you're screwed up. What are you trying to say? Whoa, don't be saying slurs now. You'd be ranked no higher than second. Why second? That's exactly why. Don't be hurt, it's just my feeling from your conversation. Nobody cares. The main thing is that the case has moved on. I care. Yeah, but you didn't get anything out of her and made a decision at a venture. No, it seems I start recollecting something. Some vague details of all these cases. Interesting. You might find it more useful in your next case. I need coffee. Yeah, so like, I don't know how many of you were here for Hannah's case, but basically, Hannah murdered her best friend because her friend was taking care of a cat that ate a bird that she liked. Which is like so fucked up because she felt no remorse. She was like, yeah, fuck that girl. She likes cats, fuck that. And she was like, nah, I hate cats, after we caught her lying about, like, oh, I love kitties. She's like, nah, I fucking hate cats, actually. You caught me. And I remember saying, that little girl's gonna grow up to be a serial killer, because she had no remorse, and she kicked that cat. So yeah, you're right, she was evil. I think that was the right decision. Fuck that lady. She sucks. She's out here killing people and feels zero remorse. Where else would I be? I don't know. Watching TV shows or drinking tea with colleagues. I don't really know what you're doing. My job, sorting out cases. We have many things in common. How many more do you supervise? Only you. Your workload is low, isn't it? You shouldn't think so. There are a lot more cases waiting outside the door that I'm giving you, but not all of them are fit for your trial. Why? Because they're not that important. I only give you the important cases, the cases that bring a person here, to this office. Gosh. Why so negative? Don't know. For some reason, I feel guilty for everyone I had to talk to in this office. Stop this nonsense. Nobody needs this. It's bullshit, remember? Boring red tape about which nobody cares, but things should be made as clear as a bell to maintain order. I think I'm here to help these people make things as clear as a bell for themselves. So, isn't it order? I'm afraid. What exactly are you afraid of? I don't know. Maybe everything? Where am I? Who am I? I can't even remember my name. Who are you? What's this all about? Stop, stop. You're thinking about unnecessary things. Where are you? You're here. Where here? Whatever. Now you're here. Who are you? Maybe you're a detached thought formed for this case only. And maybe you're the fate of these people. Or you're me. Or maybe just nobody, and you've got no name, and you can't have it as you're just a flash of nothing and nowhere. Maybe I'm God. Alright, slow down. What the fucking God are you? It's obvious. One with amnesia. How long have I been here? What do you mean by how long? You've always been here, like any other person. Before you got there, you were here. You finish here, you move on, but you'll still be here. We're all in the same place. It's just a pretty big place, I would say. Immense. Is it okay if I kill people if I feel bad about it? No. But if you don't feel bad about it, something's definitely wrong, right? If you don't feel bad about it, you'll probably do it again. Usually when someone kills somebody and they feel bad about it, they're like, "Oh, geez, I'm not doing that again." But if you kill someone and you don't feel bad about it, then it's like, "Oh, fuck. Well, there's no reason not to do it again." That's what I think anyway. I wish I could easily reposition my mic so I could just... I want a standing desk. I would love to just stand up and do shit. Get one of those ones that you can adjust the height of. My desk is like really old. I've got like a 20-year-old fucking desk sitting here. Yeah, Colm, but I bet those things aren't killing people. It's a little different, I feel like killing someone is a bit different from, like, say, eating too much at one go, you know? Like, I eat too much and I'm like, oh man, I shouldn't eat all that. I'm still gonna do it, like, next week. Or a couple days from now. But if I killed someone, I'd be like, oh fuck, that sucked. Traumatizing, even. What's worse, killing people and not feeling bad, or listening to Nickelback and feeling great? Well, here's the secret, Sleep. Nickelback isn't that bad. They got popular for a reason. I just don't like their fucking singer. I think he's a shithead. That's it. Nickelback is good sometimes. Yeah, exactly. That's like you know, like, you just know all the fucking, like, dads are rocking out to Rockstar. You only say that because you're Canadian? No. Everybody here fucking hates on Nickelback. Everyone makes fun of them. They call them shitty back. It's not because I'm Canadian. They got popular. So they got popular for a reason. I'm not saying I like them. Everybody loves to hate Nickelback. It's not just the US, trust me. People here hate them just as much. I wanna be a rock star. Yeah, like, anytime you go... Listen, like... I used to work at this bar, and that song was played on the fucking... on the jukebox so much, it was irritating. First time I heard it, I was like, yeah, I do want to be a rock star, whatever. I'll get fucking skinny or whatever, who cares? I'll do some cocaine. But after you hear it like 3 or 4 times in one night, you're like, I'm gonna start the killing. Look at this photograph. It's a PNG tuber. I love, look at this graph. We're having this conversation about goofy-ass fucking Nickelback, while there's supposed to be this, like, weird introspective thing going on in this game. None of us care. We're all like, yeah, but memes, though. But what of memes? But here in this office, how long have I been sitting here? Did you go cold or something? If I can't even remember my name, could it be that I'm in eternal confinement in this office but sometimes forget it? And every time you say hello, impatiently explain to me what to do once again, and a new cycle begins, lasting until I forget everything again. I keep adjusting my pop filter. I don't know where it should be. What if you're Simon? I sure fucking hope not. No, I'm not Simon because it was established that I'm a girl. I'm playing a girl in this. Whoever I am, I'm a woman. Lasting until I forget everything again. Why? I don't know. It's too complicated. Would I have to explain everything to you all over again? No, no way. Even I'd go crazy. The world is much simpler, but people like to bend a more complicated pretzel out of themselves. I can't argue with that. And yet, you haven't reassured me. I'm getting more anxious. Well, you know what people say. If something scares you, face it. But why? It's obvious to overcome it. Nonsense. You know, I'm scared of alligators so much, but if I came close to it, it won't be less scary. It'll just bite my face off. High flight of mind is not about you. Yup. Okay, don't sweat it. You won't get money for it anyway. Even if you fail to do your job, what's going on here is going to end anyway. Because everything ends, and as we all know, no screw-up lasts forever. Tell Adam and Eve about it. I will, and you, be ready to see the next visitor. Oh, how long should I do the dirty laundry for the other people? What do you mean other? Come on. All your own people. Well, yeah, my own. All men are brothers and sisters. I continuously feel ashamed for every word said here, as if I'm reading my daughter's diary. But you don't have a daughter. No, but it feels like it. So it goes. That's the way people live their lives. What feels like the right decision now causes regrets and shame later. Perhaps it's okay. No one is born wise. Some people do not become wise even by the end of their life. Right. Fine, who's next? Very well. Combative mood. It is praiseworthy. And the next is quite a serious character. We have a master of destiny here to see us. You know what I mean? Isn't it God? Do you think that the trial of God is acceptable? Don't know. I think many people have many questions to ask him. Many people have many questions to ask themselves, but it scares them to ask the questions themselves, since it may be that the answer to all of them is the man. What? What if all the women are you and you're interrogating yourself in the afterlife? I had that thought. I did have that thought, but the soldier confused me a little bit. And also, the person on the radio told me I'm not dead. I don't know what's happening. The world of many people may fall apart like a house of cards, which the man himself accidentally broke. Who's to blame for it? Democrats? It depends. What kind of answer would that be? It's the fault of the Democrats. Purgatory states can be considered not dead. So maybe I'm in a coma? I don't know what Death Parade is, so... Oh, hell with it. What kind of person are you? Judge. The next guest is a judge. Over the years of individual events, the judge's case is the most complicated. Perhaps things are complicated by the fact that blank. The person involved in the case is blank. During the conversation with the judge, the details of the cases of the previous visitors were revealed as they were blank. Interesting. Okay. Like me. Yes, that's pretty close to the truth. I believe you'll find common ground. Okay, let's do it. It's the same person again! I bet. Hi. Well, hi. Hi. I tried to understand what happened and where I got to, and now here you are. It would be eerie if it wasn't so ironic, but it explains many things. Certainly, I did not expect it. Don't stand in the doorway. Come in, sit down. Do I have any choice? I think not. Your office has my respect, as if I had already been here. Take no offense, I worked in the same office for many years. Just the sight of it gives me the shivers, and that awful smell. What is it, gasoline? Well, that's true, smells like gasoline. There was no smell before. It is coming from you. Looks like... Bad choice of perfume? Bug off. Okay, but I've been here for long and you've just come. Shall we talk? With you? What are you confused about? Shall you judge a judge? That's ironic indeed. Who knows how I'm fed up with all this? What are you talking about? About all this. Trials, judges, all this hypocritical bullshit. The soldier could be the lawyer's previous civil service. You need a law degree to become a judge. That's true. But the lawyer did say that she wasn't in the military, but she very well could have been just lying. Soldier's art was just way off. She didn't look like she matched the other two of these. All of these people have looked the same to me. They've all had like the same eyes and the same hair, pretty much. Even the little girl. But I'm not, it's like, I wasn't sure if it was just like like a design decision in the game, like this is like their art style or whatever, but I think it's all the same person, or they're meant to seem like the same person. But you are a judge too. That's exactly why I know better than others what I'm talking about. Why do you have this opinion? Since we judge by law, not by justice, can you get it? Yeah. Here's a representative of a company with an army of lawyers behind his back. And on the other side is a person far from the law who believes if he tells about this problem before the court, it will be enough to understand and help him. He doesn't understand that, for instance, trumped up evidence and false testimony of witnesses given the absence of any objection from the other side may contribute to rendering a legal but not just verdict. And we live with it, trying not to torture themselves once and again. Also maybe because she seemed less evil I don't know. I don't know either. Live our common life. There is some other life beyond the walls of our offices, and that some other life can break into ours at any time. You can always hire a lawyer. Can I? And where is my lawyer? You judge me, but now not by law, but by justice. And what are the standards of justice? There are none. It means you judge me by your own ideas of justice, and I don't want it. Why? I think that the trial of me is unjust. Why? Because I am the one who judges, and not the one who is being judged. I'm afraid it's unavoidable. Why did I struggle with that word? We are being judged all our lives to begin with people around us and ending with ourselves. Tell me what you mean by talking about other life. Which can you break into ours? It's complicated. We're here to figure everything out and deliver a verdict. I'd say to give an estimate. What will happen next, including the verdict, is not my jurisdiction. Even so, however, I could guess it's unlikely that the person who actually decides things would be sitting in this hellhole. Just forget the damn office. Sorry, I really thought I was in for something more than this. Do you often think about it? Often. As it happens, my life hasn't turned out so well. There were reasons to think. It is sad to look with fresh eyes at what you got used to at the cost of hard work. You, a person with such a position and status, shouldn't complain. Uh-huh. And where did I turn to be? Sitting here like a naughty hooligan. I am a respected person, but turned out to be here. And because of whom? Because of a common thief? It seems not so common if you're here because of her. Hitting a person with a car is a no-brainer. Oh, you remember you were here? That's new. You know, it's not every day you see a car coming at you full speed. It seems you got in her way. I may have many enemies, it's true, both among those whom I locked behind the bars and among their cronies on the loose. There have been a dozen attempts on my life. I was stabbed, I was shot. Oh, yikes. I never backed down. I was an honest judge, and I was good at my job, but I think we both know that everything before the but word is worthless. As I already said, sometimes law and justice are different things. You betrayed your ideals to get a fair shake, did you? Fuck off. If someone betrayed anyone, it's definitely not me. One has to bear responsibility for his act. The law couldn't hold her responsible, but I could. I made her answer for her actions. That's what I became a judge for. And where did that get you? To you. To answer for your actions? What brought you to this decision? Were you an honest judge with strong convictions and high moral principles? What made you give them up? Injustice. I want to ask you to be more sincere with me. Isn't everything here known about everything? No, the details are always left to us. That's why you're here. Make it clear for us, and apparently for yourself. Smart. What are you talking about? Let me put ideas in order. What made me renounce my beliefs? Damn, it's been a long time. I don't know where to start. Start with what made you betray yourself. Case number 7-1-2M. The circumstances of this case go through my life as a red thread. I can't say that this has made me betray myself. Some of my beliefs that were formed by my age, certainly, but not myself. I've done worse things in my life, but justice was always important to me, like in this case. It was so important that the law took a back seat. Did it often happen that the law took a back seat? Since I became a judge, not even once before that case. Why is this case so unique? That girl. All the shit happened in my life can be traced back to her. We knew each other long ago when we were kids. She opened my heart to anger. How did she manage it? It was so simple and silly. As always, when a trifle happens, which instills in your heart something casting a shadow over your life. Oh my god. This is the same it's Hannah. Have they all been the same person? This fucking lady's crazy. She's so evil. She's been evil the whole time. The only time I was like, oh, well, that's not evil. That's just like shitty circumstances was with the soldier. Every other person was like kind of fucked up. We got to a dirty attic to play with kittens, which she hid there from her mom. I remember I had a new dress. I was so proud of it. And she was always trying to get it dirty. She'd wipe her hands. She'd lean me against the wall. When we found the kittens, their mom was there, Mommy Cat. I didn't like cats. I'm allergic to them, which is what I told my friend. That is not what you said before. That little bitch started laughing and throwing kittens at me. It seemed too cruel to me and I pushed her, but instead, I fell onto the cat's shit in my new dress. The little bitch started rolling with laughter even louder, having a kitten by the tail. I lost self-control, leaving only rank malice at this little skank. Without a moment's thought, I stood up and hit her. Not hard, but she stumbled and fell off the stairs. It seems you aren't honest with me. How did you come to that conclusion? You pushed her intentionally. I know that story. Her name was Emily, right? Right. If you know the story, why are you asking me? To make it clear and put it in order. Did you forget? And not only me, but you need it too. I'm telling you how everything happened. Put it in order yourself. How did the story end? This story did not end. It has lasted till now, but that time it turned tragic. Tragic, but Emily made it out alive. Otherwise, how did you appear here, right? What's up with that? That day she broke her arm and her head. It looked awful, especially to a child whom I was then, but nothing serious. But then, what happened next? She ratted on me to her mom. It upset me because she was responsible for starting the conflict. I thought she was my best friend. I trusted her like myself, but she betrayed me, bad-mouthed. The scandal erupted. It triggered a turn of negative events in my life. You pushed a girl down the stairs. What do you mean? You also kicked a cat. You told me when you were 8 years old that you kicked the cat and then pushed her down the stairs. And you're mad that she told her mom? You would have voted evil on that soldier? Well, we were working under the assumption that it wasn't all the same person. And also, she made it very convincing that she thought that she was deactivating the bullets. What exactly happened next? Different vicious gossip was spreading about our family. I became almost a local curiosity, notoriety no one would like. What kind of gossip? Devil's family. They said that mom was one of Satan's whores who cheated on dad and that he was a fool in Christ living unaware. Jesus Christ, what the hell? People said that I was a damned child, a premature child obsessed with demons and so on. Of course, there was a grain of truth to it. I was a premature child. Mom said that I was born almost 5 weeks premature, but I don't think that demons or Satan played their part in it. Emily's mom was a pious woman, but shot to bits. A fucking bigot. What happened next? Finally, we had to move. For the first time in a long period, Mom and I could get outside and not hear people gossiping behind our backs, and we were happy with a new house. But my father, he didn't want to move and held off the decision till the last. But soon he probably understood too that the teenage girl was unsafe living in a city where people despised her. Yeah, like, I mean, she could have been lying the whole time and knew. The lady on the radio at the very beginning said, like, oh, well, people will tell you the truth. Well, clearly not, because she's fucking lying to me right now. It was it was the most morally gray one. And I just kind of was like, well, I guess I'll take it for face value. At the new place, Dad had problems with his job. Money was not enough. Parents often fought because of that, at least. I thought it was the reason for home scandals, but Father took his heart, worked without weekends, often on business trips, including to our native city. Over time, trips became longer. Dad talked to us less. Mom said that he grew cold to us, but I didn't notice much difference. He grew cold to me back then after the incident with Emily. We didn't much talk since then. And then Dad abandoned us. Died? No, just left and never came back. Mom said that Dad went to look for his happiness. I suppose he found it. Then many years later, I found out that he returned to our native city and married Emily's mom. It turned out that they had had an affair long before all these events. That sly bitch, Emily's mom, kicked us off the native city just to cut out with someone else's man. And my father, did you stay in touch with him? No. He just disappeared from our lives. I didn't know what happened to him and where he was for a long time. And later, when you grew up, I wanted to, but plucking up my spirits too long. What happened? An accident. Ran over a shell in his spouse's car. What? Oh, what? When someone blows up another person in his car, it is not an accident, but murder. Yes, if someone blows up another person, and if that person blows himself up, for example, because of his ham-handedness, it's an accident. Police stated that it was it. Were you sorry about it happened? Where did he find a grenade? She said it was a shell, not a grenade. Sorry about him leaving us. I'm especially sorry about him leaving us for those two bitches. Emily was not... You pushed Emily down a set of stairs because you thought she was jealous of your dress. Chill out. I'm sorry that I didn't have a chance to look into his eyes, but I wasn't sorry about him dying like a ham-handed moron. You're heartless. Somehow I can understand you. No, I get it. She sucks, but also, like, her dad left her family and was cheating the whole time. So I get it. I probably wouldn't feel that bad either. It's not like she killed him. I understand you. You bet. In a nutshell, life went off the rails. But in the events of bygone days, that couldn't derail all your life. Derail? No. But the world distorted irrevocably. When Dad left, we didn't have any money. We had to move again. But that time, to the city outskirts, to a flimsy shack on the street. Damn. I can't remember the name of the street. That town was not a progressive spot at all. But the district where we moved seemed a deserted hole altogether. To feed us, Mom sometimes worked for days on end, and we saw each other quite rarely. What a teenager could do in this situation. What? Nothing good. Soon fit friends appeared, and together with them, alcohol, drugs, destructive behavior, and so on. A favorite spot for pastime, either a landfill or a shabby diner. You had a friend. What the fuck friends they were. Just hanging out together, getting drunk with cheap beer, sometimes taking some shit, puffing weed and dragging each other by the hair because of a jerk on a bike. That kind of friendship. Sad to hear, but as far as I know, you still had one friend. Monica? Friend, you say? At one of the parties I was, too drunk, and she put me under some asshole she knew. I was... Jesus Christ! There's too much of this! Stop! I hardly fought him off. I was lucky that he was dead drunk. You know why did she do that? To make a whore out of me in the eyes of her boyfriend, to stop him give me the looks. There's too much. Of course she denied it all, and how can you prove it? That's the kind of friend. I'm not talking about her. When you moved, you met a girl. How was her name? You know about Chloe. Of course, you told me about her. When? You came to this office a bit earlier, just after you had a quarrel with Chloe. So that's how it all works here. Perhaps I shouldn't tell you about it. These are in-house procedures. Perhaps I shouldn't tell you about it. These are in-house procedures. Perhaps you have to think first before talking. And you could have gotten my point across on what's going on earlier. If I had to, I would have. Who's that? Don't know. She monitors the process. I know this voice. Maybe it stayed in the memory. Nothing stayed in her memory. Don't delude yourselves that you understand how it all works here, or I'll erase your memory and we'll start anew. Can she do that? Can you do that? Of course not. Relax. Just kidding. I can feel an uncomfortable pause. Well, I have to go and do my business. Keep on. Never mind. She's actually good. But you don't know who she is. I feel I can trust her. Trust is not about me. Not about me either. However, I trust her. For no good reason? Maybe for no good reason. You know, I have no choice. But you had one. Because you didn't get along with Chloe because you didn't trust her. Yes, the situation with Emily deformed my idea of friendship. I waited until Chloe betrayed me too. But she didn't. Now I can understand it. But she could do it. At least, it was coming. Still, she didn't do it. We cannot judge people by what they can do. We judge only when the action is done. I know it. But then I was waiting for a knife in the back from any person. From any situation. But that didn't happen. And you stab it yourself. What did happen to her? Did you know where she ran away? No, she hardly ran away. You were sure of that. What made you change your mind? A year later, not far away from the cornfield, the rags of a school uniform were found, with traces of blood and a bracelet, which was identified as hers. Police started a missing case, but it's all in vain. Some thoughts on the matter? There were many. But now they don't matter. That day when she asked for your help, things could have been different. Yes, I thought a lot about this, but the distorted idea of the world didn't allow me to estimate the situation soberly, and I lost Chloe. Does it hurt? Did you love her? It hurt that she made me doubt of her commitment to our friendship. Because of that, I finally made up my mind about her betraying me like Dad, like everyone else betrayed me. It seems like you blame everyone but you. What is my fault? She's literally blaming this girl for, like, getting kidnapped and killed? That's fucked up. What the hell? She sucks. I want to say that you never betrayed anyone, even if we sweep Chloe under the rug, who probably waited for you while you were hanging out with Simon. Don't say his name. I betrayed nobody who trusted me. Always. Ah! I always made sure that people get what they deserve. However, when you served in the army... Shut the fuck up. What can you know about it? All who trusted you were killed because of you. Liar. You told me how you deactivated ammo. Fuck. It's impossible to talk to you. What else do you know? The ammo was not deactivated. What? The method you used, it doesn't work with modern ammo. Hannah, you knew about it. Someday we all get to know about our deeds. You knew it from the very beginning. No, of course not. I'd never. Those people, they were my companions in arms. I remember them all. I remember how they died. I remember the eyes of the wounded guys when we finished them after the fight. And I remember the price they paid to keep me alive, and the price I took on myself. What price? How did you actually survive? I bought out my life. What do you mean? To that moment, our machine gunner Dustin and I were the only ones who survived. We had a choice. They would kill us both, or one of us would shoot down the other and stay alive. They threw a gun with one bullet to us. One of the bullets I sold them, I was told. You grabbed the gun first. No, Dustin gave it to me. He said that he couldn't do it or live with it. Is that the machine gunner that was in love with you? Yes. And you shot him. That's how I learned that deactivating ammo was futile. You were right. Yeah. Although, right just then, she did say that she didn't know at the time. Your life cost more than just Dustin's. It cost the lives of all of them. Do you understand? We were all doomed. If we hadn't been stormed, we would have been buried under artillery fire. And yet, isn't that the betrayal you accuse everyone of? Isn't that hypocrisy? We are the judges. Hypocrisy comes as a bonus to our award. Your callousness is striking. You're the only one who returned from your division. How can you sleep after all? I didn't return. Part of me is still fighting in those trenches, and every night I wake up to our position being stormed by the enemy. I almost didn't sleep those days, but that played into the hands. I had more time to prepare for admission to university. I think you should have gone to a therapist instead of thinking about education. No, that was the whole point. I needed to get into university, and that's what I went through the meat grinder for. For what? To become a judge, to bring justice, so that people get what they deserve despite their ranks and titles. To be judged not by the black letter law, but by the essence of the deed committed. And for the sake of that, you were ready to do anything? That was the plan, and it did not involve the death of people. I couldn't foresee the war, but reality always makes adjustments. Reality makes adjustments in a fucked up plan. Those two candidates. What are you talking about? It's clear about the war, but if your plan didn't suppose the death of people, what can you say about those two candidates who failed to pass the selection? What can I say? As best I can tell, one of them is still alive, if you can call it life. What's with him? What may happen to a rapist who became a castrate? His life didn't turn out better. He had been in trouble with police repeatedly, hunted petty thefts, was hooked on hard drugs, deep in debt. There was nothing to take from him, so local thugs made him prostitute. Jesus! In what way? As a whore. Finally, because of abusing synthetic drugs. His leg rotted off, but he was timely provided medical assistance. They amputated his leg, gave him crutches. You're well informed. I was keeping check on his fate, and at one point picked him from a den and turned him into the doctors. Now he's lying somewhere on the street, goes a-begging. Why'd you do it? Well, otherwise he'd die. Did you worry about his life? If you say so. Because of feeling guilty? What guilt? That bastard should pay for what he did to the full. And for this, he has to live every second allotted to him on Earth. But his life is awful. So are his actions. Do you know what happened to the girls? No. Neither do I, and what happened to him, I know full well. You take care of his life to make him suffer. I don't give a damn about his sufferings. He has to get his faring, and he's doing it. And the second candidate, did you kill her, didn't you? It was an accident. She got poisoned, as I remember, with birds, which ate some shit. Didn't you play a part in it? No, she ate them. She got poisoned. It was an accident. And you don't have any relation to the attack on the first candidate. Was it just a turn of accident events which accidentally opened a gate for meeting your goals? She's been lying every which way, yeah, like, I'd say lucky events. And you still claim that you have nothing to do with these two cases? If you don't know about the opposite, how can I testify against myself? What about the 51 article of the Constitution? What's with it? I have a right not to testify against myself, my spouse, and close relatives. You have nobody. I have myself. Doesn't it seem that now is a somewhat different situation? It does, but I am what I've done. This is a part of me. And if I deny it, nothing will be left of me. And what is happening will make no sense at all. Yeah, you're giving me a dilemma. I remember when you were a kid, you wanted to be a vet. You liked birds. Do you remember? Yes, I still like them, but my dream moved from childhood to old age. I thought that someday I would move to the snowy forests up north and live surrounded by bullfinches. Remember bullfinches? No, I don't remember anything. They are small birds with red plumage on their breasts. On the branches of snow-covered firs, they look like gleaming splinters of flame at sunset. Quite sloppy reflections for a person with hands covered in blood. In blood? And yours? Which one of you fuckers said that it was me judging my own life? Am I this fucking crazy bitch? Just like mine, are they? Do you think working a judge your hands stay clean? They get dirty. Every decision we make splashes on us. Blood and shit. That's why you're judging me, because you're just like me. We're not talking about me. As you say. Did you blame Emily for getting your hands dirty? The shadow she bore held my hand through all my life. You failed to overcome the children's offense and decided to revenge on her. They haven't. I've been committed to my job for 20 years. Thousands of lives passed my hands. Nobody, not a single person, could blame me for the unfair performance of my duties. It was impossible either to scare or bribe me. My guys could be proud of me. They paid with their lives for a good reason. The world owes them for justice, not less than me. It was so until the case 7-1-2M appeared on my table, and that very girl who brought darkness on me sat on the dock, Emily. She didn't recognize me. Well, why should she? But I recognized her right away. Everything matched the city, the age, even the scar from the fall was in the same place. I remember it, a black, eerie hole beneath bloody flesh. with the pink bone of a skull peeking out in places. The last time I saw her crying on those bloody stairs as a child, and now her fate is in my hands, the fate of the person who had such an impact on my own. Of course, my first desire was to avenge her for everything, to raze her life to the ground, and I almost decided to do it, but what did stop you? It was her. Emily was accused under not very serious article. She was on guard while her buddies were burgling a house. She was the only one arrested, and if she had turned in her accomplices, she would probably have gotten off with probation, but she didn't. Do you understand? The person who was the epitome of betrayal to me showed her loyalty, and to whom? To some thieves. Did that hurt you? Yeah, at first, but it gave me a new perspective on her. I didn't feel that contempt for her anymore. Frankly, I felt something akin to respect for her. But another problem raised from this. Because of her incredible loyalty to her cronies, the case was falling apart, and I couldn't let that happen. Is that why you judged her not according to the law, but according to your understanding of justice? You could put it that way. The point of my work is always the same. The criminal must be held accountable for his deeds, and in her case, also for the deeds of her accomplices. How to achieve this is not so important. Then, it was mere formality. Under fake pretexts, I rejected the arguments of the defense and promoted the position of the prosecution. The result, 5 years in prison. As you understand, the story doesn't end there. I didn't think of it then, but now I realize I didn't provide for everything. Another fucked up plan? You may say so. You see, there's not much to do in prison. You start remembering things, digging into the past. I think one of the nights, looking up at the ceiling, she thought, right, that's how I know her. She started writing papers for rehearing. It was of no use, of course. How do you prove a conflict of interest in this case? You can't. Maybe, having served 5 years, she would not hold a grudge against me, but everything turned out differently. The plan just keeps getting more fucked. Yes. In one of the prison fights, she overdid it and sent her cellmate to the other world. She got another 10 years. She never filed another petition for rehearing. Then I realized that sooner or later we would meet again. And so we did. The last thing I remember is tires screeching, headlights, and her grinning, aged face. And here we are, so I can responsibly say that my life story began with her and it ends with her. You ruined her life. I bet you anything her pushing her fucking friend down the stairs because she was mad that she had a cat, like, ruined her life. Probably. And she's sitting here like, yeah, the reason my life is fucked up is because I pushed this girl down the stairs because she made me mad as a child. Wah. Fuck her. She sucks. Why do you blame for that? Oh, who do you blame for that? It's hard to say right now. I pursued a noble goal, but I can't deny that I made a lot of mistakes. Perhaps if I had a second chance, I could have tried to correct something. In what way? Emily distorted my perception of life, and that came back to haunt her years later. I guess that's how karma works. You make some decisions, and years later, the consequences of those decisions catch up with you and kick your ass. Karma for feeding a barn cat and you getting mad about it and pushing her down the stairs? Are you hearing yourself right now? Are you talking about yourself or Emily? Everyone has events in their lives that are the consequences of earlier decisions. I think if I could take some action now, maybe it could make a difference in the future. I think it's too late to think about these things. Why? Why your life didn't end? Nothing and never. Oh. What? That and's not supposed to be there. Nothing never ends. Everything is constantly changing, flowing from one thing to another, becoming something else. You'll think it's over, and that will be the beginning. My story flowed into our conversation. Popping in on mute. Hi. I think we're reaching the end of this game. And I'm guessing you're deciding now what the beginning of that will be. Well, Judge, can you give me a second chance? Second chance? And you? You? Did you give a second chance to all those people whose lives you destroyed because of your anger, greed, cowardice, envy, and pride? Yes, I was a horrible person, but you even got here because you couldn't give Emily a second chance when you were able to. But now you ask for it yourself. I still can help her. Help? It is you who made her a monster. She destroyed my life. She was just a kid, Hannah. And who was I, in your opinion? You had a whole life to grow up. So did she. But we both carried that shit throughout our lives. Just give me a chance to finish it for both of us. I want to try. Maybe I can still do something for her, for those who left. Do you repent? Come on. It's not a church. Understand everything and don't wait for mercy. I just ask for a chance to change something, at least for someone. That's enough. I need to think. It's time to make a decision. Perhaps things are complicated by the fact that the judge is lying. The person involved in the case is Emily, childhood friend. During the conversation with the judge, the details of the cases of the previous visitors were revealed as they were, judge, at different stages of life. This person sucks ass. Go straight to hell. No, you don't deserve it. I understand. It's a fair decision. What are you waiting for? Tell me, my guys, have they been here? No, only you've been here. And you? I've always been here. It's only been me. Fucking knew it. This person sucks. Are you over there doing the weed in the landfill? Of course. That was outside the door. How did you think this would end? Condemn the last visitor. Is there not, like, credits? Oh. What? Huh? Nothing. I'm just stuck. So, from what I can tell, this game doesn't really, like... So it was you judging yourself. Yeah, I guess it was. It was good. No, I think this was like a good... Oh, there it goes. I thought it was good. It was a lot more than I was like expecting in terms of like how dark the subject matter would get. I thought it was gonna be more of like a like actual horror game, and then it wasn't. So I did look at reviews before opening the game today, and I read one that said that the only decision that actually changes things is the very last one. The game makes it seem like you can make all these different decisions and it matters, but the only one that matters is the very last one. To be fair, I did pick evil for all of them except for the soldier. You were hooked? Oh man. I'm glad you enjoyed it. Yeah, I do wonder, like, what would happen at the end if you had chosen to bring them back. But I can't imagine it'd be very different from what actually happened. But yeah, that was pretty good. I think that took a lot longer than... See, I did see also... One of the reasons I actually chose to stream this tonight is because someone in the reviews said it took them 90 minutes to play. And I was like, oh, well, that's great, because that means I can play this and then another game. But no, I took 3 hours to play this. I took so much longer to play it than other people did for whatever reason. I don't feel like I was meandering that much. I feel like I got through it pretty fast, but apparently not. What happens if you pick good at the end then? I don't know. I mean, I'm curious, but at the same time, I feel like it would take way too long, even if I'm just rushing everything to find out. It's unfortunate I didn't save the game. I could have saved the game at any point and been like, yeah, let's reload it and find out. But I didn't. But let's see if there's anyone to raid. Since we are done. And it took me 3 hours to play a game that is presumably 90 minutes. So what is that? An hour and a half, right? Okay. Let's mute that tab. Who is streaming right now? Let's take a look. Not in a book. Reading Rainbow. Okay. Let's see. Tolk TV is web fishing. That's a game I want to play with Creature Feature. Thank you for stream. Thank you for coming. Nighty night. Have a good sleep. Let's see. What else is happening? Octocopy is playing Project Zomboid. Okay, so that's a good question. Would you guys like to watch web fishing? Or would you like to watch Project Zomboid? Oh, looks like Octocopy is also, this is a collab stream as well, so EP Eon is there too. I don't know who that is. I'm actually, you know what? Yeah, let's raid Octocopy and find out who this creepy Eon is. Or EP, sorry. Why did I say creepy? Anyway. Octocopy. I spelled that wrong. Octocopy. I spelled it right. Yes. Please. Yes, I spelled it right. Yippee! Again, thanks for joining me, everyone. I think this was a pretty good stream. A lot of talking. I am so thirsty. Oh my god. Let's end the stream and get this raid going. Let's go watch some Project Zomboid. Let's go!